Before we dive in, just know this clip is part of a larger conversation, and it gets real. So take it in and let's talk about it.
Now, how much I mean, you spoke on it a little bit, but how much of working there and getting that experience and talking to the other fellow veterans um, impact your mental health, whether it's good and bad? And how long did it take for you to get to where you're at now?
I would say it's still a daily struggle, a daily battle. I still um from time to time struggle with the suicidality. Like I had a couple failed attempts um, several years back while I was still in the military and as I was transitioning out. Um and um there was a guy he was actually kind of mentoring me as I was going through through my struggles transitioning. A really good friend of mine, like we were from the same hometown, both went to the Air Force. He was a few years older than I was, but um, during the time I had an attempt, he actually committed suicide
Yeah.
right after he told me, "Hey, I'm good. Don't worry. Like I'm in a good spot now. Like I'm good. You know." And I was like, "All right, bet." I was actually walking into the gym when we talked. He was like, "I'm good," and he's like, "Just call me when you get done at the gym." Called him back, no answer, and I found out the next day why he didn't answer.
Yeah.
Um, like seeing a lot of stuff like that
Yeah.
kind of opened my eyes that I'm not as okay as I say I am. Um, I always was always very good at wearing a mask and pretending like I was okay. Like I'm an actor, so that's what I naturally did was I would act like I'm okay, and I would put on this facade of that. I'm good. I can't be touched, and you know when you do that, you got a lot of demons you got to deal with.
Absolutely. That's tough and unfortunate to hear that and to know that even when I was in Guam, there was a few uh, emergencies and suicide attempts that was happening there while we was there active duty. So and it was just happening right in the dorms,
Yeah.
and it's just it's scary to see that because it's hard to gauge that, and it's a fine line.
It truly is. And within the military, and I can't speak on anything from the last 5 years since I've been out on how the military is now.
Mhm.
But at the time, mental health was not, you know what I mean? Like it was frowned upon. You go to mental health and you're kind of depending on your career field, you're shunned from the village. They find out you're going to mental health, like this dude's crazy,
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah,
the case may be. Not thinking, oh, well, he may have trauma from some deployments or from whatever else. And it's just, no, it gets to the point where like you need help. And I remember going to, whenever you and I were stationed at Shaw together, because you and I went to Africa together, we came back and I tried to go to mental health after that. And they were like, oh, well, you've got orders to PCS in 6 months. Just wait till you get there. That's what I was told. They told me to wait it out for 6 months. And during that time actually was one of my attempts. And, I got to Minot, and that was my next duty station. I got up there, started trying to go get some help, towards the end of my career as I was transitioning out. And it was just, they never really looked for the root cause. It was just, hey, tell us how you feel. And then, oh, try these meds, try these meds, try these meds. But most of the meds that they were trying to push had nothing to do with the actual diagnosis. And
yeah.
so it was almost like a guinea pig thing. And it was kind of weird. So I don't know how it is now, but that's how it was then, at least with my own personal experience. Since transitioning out, though, I will say the VA, as much as people want to knock the VA and
Yeah, you
as
got
many
better.
jokes as many jokes as we got about the VA, I mean, they're one of the reasons I'm alive and they're one of the reasons that I'm getting the help that I need. Um, Even with recent diagnoses of things that had been overlooked and now being on medication that helps. And, you know, there was always a stigmatism, like with medicine and that kind of thing. And it's like, you know, I didn't want to take it because I was like, oh, it's going to make me weak. And if anything, I'm feel more clear headed than I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, being clear headed, I feel like I'm able to rationally deal with the things that I've got going on inside my head now.
Don't stop the reflection here. Click on the next video and continue the journey with me. Let's keep building.